Welcome to Jonesin, where we go over trippy true crime and the drama that surrounds it. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe.
Yes, right now we're what's that called? Doing housekeeping? Is that what we're doing right now? We're just catching up on everything before we go into the true crime segment of this live. Yeah, I agree. There were a few things I was caught off guard. Like, she was also talking about standing up for the victims and their privacy, and it's like, girl, you cannot stand up for victims and their privacy. I mean, you can, but it's kind of contradicting because you was just on a panel where they were replaying that interview exposing Sebastian's intimate private details. Like, I think people have a hard time realizing that, like, when you cover these situations, you have to keep in mind that if you're covering something that they did, like Seth and him coming out and talking about the essay and all of that with Sebastian, like, everybody, well, a lot of us were up in arms like, oh my God, why did we need to know that? That doesn't pertain to this. It doesn't help to find Sebastian. That was, 8 years ago. Like, why do we need to know that, right? You're exposing him. You're not exposing. I don't know what the correct word is right now, but you're giving too many intimate details that baby might not want everybody and their mama to know, right? So how can you stand up for that and restream that interview at the same time? I don't know. I'm curious because you're exposing it too. You're letting out those intimate details as well. Any YouTuber that's seen that interview, whether you were for it or against it, if you restreamed that interview with those intimate details about that baby, you are part of the problem. You can disguise it all day long and say, oh, I'm outraged. I'm standing up for the victim. How could you do that to Sebastian? Well, you just did it too. You restreamed that same interview. You didn't just go live and talk about how disgusting it was that Seth put that information out there and how traumatic that could be to Sebastian. No, let's play the interview and let even more people hear it who haven't probably heard it. Come on, man. Do better. You want to stand up for the victims? Stand up for the victims. But you can't stand up for the victims if you are a part of the problem. You can't stand up for the victims if you are taking part in what is hurting them. I'm just saying. Like, make that make sense. Oh, I'm so mad at Seth for putting that information out about Sebastian. But let's play it on this live stream with 500 to 1,000 people and let them see it. You ain't too, man. It's that fake outrage to fit in. I know a few people streamed it. A few people streamed it because they were capitalizing on it. They were exploiting it. And then you got some people streaming it saying they were against it, that they couldn't believe Seth did that. Well, why would you restream what you're so angry at Seth for saying? Why would you show even more people? Think about it this way: as an adoptive mama of kids that were, I can't talk tonight, adoptive mama of kids that were once foster. I never tell anyone their story. It is not mine to tell. That is me protecting my kids. Absolutely. Miss Leah said, right, so the question is, how do you bring awareness without putting the info out there? Well, that's what I'm saying. You could go live and discuss it. You don't have to discuss the intimate details. You could go live and do what I'm doing right now and just talk about it. And talk about how you heard this disgusting interview and you just could not believe your ears, and how you hate seeing all these people go around restreaming that interview, spreading it to more and more and more people. If you're interested and you want to go see it, then take the time and go watch it, but you ain't gonna see it from me. I'm not gonna add to it. The only interviews I've watched are on Deets. I'm over listening to him, if I'm being honest. I haven't heard that interview, just people talking about it. It's not okay, in my opinion. No, it's not okay. Yeah, I'm so angry at this, let me replay it. No. All you did was add to the exploitation of that baby. All you did, under the disguise of standing up for him, right? Well, not fooling everybody. Some of us see it. And that's a whole nother issue on its own, is that you're exploiting him while saying you stand up for him. Well, are you only saying you stand up for him because it's what a lot of people in the same community as you are doing? I don't know. My brain's all over the place with that. I agree, Kim Holmes. I don't think any of them have anything really to do with it. But they are, well, I can't say they. Katie and Chris kind of did at the beginning, but I'm glad they finally, the only reason they shut down the way they did, though, was because of all the harassment they were getting. Seth hasn't been getting that same kind of harassment. Seth has been getting the attaboy and the pat on the back because he's releasing more stuff, more info for these tragedy pimps, these bad actors to hook onto and run with it. I don't even think some of these people even want these babies found. I think they're just waiting for the next salacious thing to happen in that child's case. In every child's case, because it's something they can grab onto and go. If it was your baby missing, would you want this? Would you want them to come home and go online and see this? If you care about nothing else, please care about the victims. Absolutely.